All right, guys, welcome back. So today we're back out at the range, and I got a couple pistols that we're going to be shooting today. And these pistols are ones that I don't think I've ever had featured here on the channel, and I really don't even remember the last time I pulled a trigger on one of these types of guns. But what we got today, here's the first one. We've got the Ruger 1911. This is the lightweight commander model. And then we've also got the Taurus stainless steel full-size government model 1911. So what we're going to be doing today is just running some rounds through both of them and kind of doing a versus video, I guess. I'll shoot both of them, let you guys know what I like about each one, what I dislike about each one, and just have a lot of fun with them. So let's get started. All right, so first up, we're going to put a couple mags through the Taurus 1911. These are 7-round mags, and I'm going to run some just some Federal 230 grain ball rounds. So let's see what we can do. Like I said, this is the first time I've shot a 1911 in many years. So let's see how I can do. Here we go. Shot all 7 rounds pretty well. Now I can tell you right off the bat that this Taurus, being the full-size stainless steel, a little bit heavier gun, it really does absorb a lot of that recoil. Yeah, so right off the bat, this Taurus full-size stainless steel model shooting really nice. It looks like it's grouping pretty well, and the trigger feels good. Yeah, feels good so far. So let's load back up and do a little bit more shooting. All right, so I got the 2 mags loaded back up, and this time let's try some double taps to see how controllable this Taurus is. Here we go. Not too bad. Again, with the weight of this gun, seems like it's holding it on target pretty well. Let's try this one also. Yeah, not too bad. All right, so now let's switch it up and switch over to the Ruger lightweight commander. Now this one's gonna have a little bit shorter barrel, and this one does have an aluminum frame versus the all stainless steel construction of that Taurus. So let's see how that affects the recoil. So here we go. Okay, so as you can see, which I'm assuming you can see, it did feel like it did jump around just a little bit more than the Taurus, which that was to be expected. It's a smaller gun plus a lighter gun, but all in all, it didn't feel like it was jumping too much, like it was uncontrollable or anything like that. It still shot pretty good, so let's do mag number 2. Yeah, overall, a little bit more jumpy than the other one, but definitely still a pleasant gun to shoot. All right, so now again, just like we did with the Taurus, I got the mags loaded back up. Let's see how the lighter, lightweight commander Ruger handles some double taps. Let's see how it does. Not too bad, I don't think. I don't know, guys. Even though it's you know, a little lighter and has a little more recoil, I think it was still pretty controllable on those double taps. Now you guys will be able to see in the video, so definitely let us know what you think. Did it look like it was a lot more jumpy, or just a little bit, or what do you guys think? All right, so now let's do a little bit of an accuracy test with both of these pistols. I'm here at about 10 yards. I've got my standard steel target down there. I forgot to bring paper targets with me, so we'll have to use this one. I just repainted it white, and I put a couple orange dots on it just for aiming references. So let me zoom in so you guys can actually see where the rounds are going. And I think you guys will be able to see it there. We're gonna start off with the Ruger, and I'll shoot at the that bottom orange dot. I think you guys can see that okay, but I'll start off with that one, and we'll shoot 7 rounds of the Winchester white box 230 grain ball ammo. So here we go. Ruger up first. All right, so as you can see, I pulled that first shot low. I don't know if I jerked the trigger or what, but the rest of them went all right in there in maybe, I don't know, 1.5 inch group or so. So not too bad with that one. So let me set that gun down. We'll switch right over to the Taurus and do the same thing on the top target. So here we go. Wow, don't know what happened there. Okay, so again, my first shot, that was pulled way down and left. I don't know what happened there. But then after that first shot, all of them grouped really, really well and about the same size group. So both of them, you know, very accurate, more accurate than I can be with it. And I don't know if it's just because I'm not used to shooting this type of trigger or this type of gun or what at that first shot. I don't know, because with both guns, I pulled the first shot pretty bad and then the rest of them were really good. But overall, the accuracy with both of them is very, very good. All right, so now let's take a closer look at both of these 1911s and go over some of the features of each one of them. Now, both of these guns have been safety checked off camera, so I'm not gonna do it again, but they are both safe and clear. So let's start off with the Ruger. And like I said, this is the lightweight Commander model. And what that means is the Commander model is gonna have a shorter 4-inch barrel versus, you know, like the full-size government model, which is gonna have a 5-inch barrel. So it's got the shorter barrel, and then also it has the anodized aluminum frame instead of a stainless steel frame, which saves some weight and, you know, makes this a lot lighter gun, and I guess more appealing to somebody who might want to carry a 1911, because I know a lot of people do. You know, so for a carry gun, if you can save some weight here and there, you know, you're definitely going to appreciate the lightweight of this gun. Now, some of its features, as you can see, it does have a skeletonized trigger and hammer. It's got a nice beaver tail safety. It's got nice serrations or checkering here on the back strap. On the front strap, it does just have lines. I mean, it does help, but definitely not as good as like a checkering is, but it does still help. The underneath side of the trigger guard is smooth. It does have your thumb safety on the left side of the gun, no safety on the right side. So I do like it that way. I don't like having safeties on both sides of the gun. So I do like that it is only on the one side here. I know if you're a left-handed shooter, you probably appreciate having the safety on the other side, but me being right-handed, I like it, you know, without one on this side. It does come with your what they call Novak sights on here, 3-dot sight system. It does have the 2 dots in the rear, the one in the front. And, you know, overall, guys, this has been a pretty fun gun to shoot today, even though it is a lightweight and shorter. And, you know, shooting the full power 45 ACP round has been really fun to shoot. And, you know, like I said, with it being lightweight, it's still, you know, it's not too jumpy. It's not too harsh to shoot. Still a pleasure to shoot. And, you know, overall, this color scheme they got going on here with the two-tone and the nice hardwood grips, it is a very nice looking gun as well. Now moving on to the Taurus. Now this one is a full-size government model, meaning it has the full 5-inch barrel, and these are the ones that I prefer. I do like the full-size 1911s better with the full 5-inch barrel. To me, the 1911s are too big and too bulky for me to carry anyhow, so I want the 5-inch barrel, you know, on one of my guns. Now, like I said, this one is a full stainless steel, so it does have the stainless slide and frame, so it is a little bit heavier, being all stainless and having the you know, the longer 5-inch barrel and all that. So it is a little bit heavier gun, and it does it definitely does take up some of the recoil. It does soften the shooting a little bit, being a little bit heavier gun. And on this one, again, it does have the skeletonized hammer and the trigger here, so it does have those nice features. It does have a nice beaver tail on it, and this one does have the checkering on the back strap and on the front. So you do have checkering both and some under the trigger guard. So you definitely get more traction with the Taurus over the Ruger. But like I said, the one on the Ruger was still good, but it is a little bit better here on the Taurus. Now this one here is going to have your ambi safety. It does have it on both sides. And one thing I noticed with this one is the safety is really hard to disengage. Now, after being out here at the range all day with it so far, it has loosened up a little bit, but it definitely is hard, especially if you have shorter fingers like I do. If you got a good firing grip on it, it really is tough to use your thumb to get it to lift up. Normally I either have to, move my grip or use my other hand to take the safety on and off with it. So it is a little bit stiff here on the Taurus. This one here does have the 3-dot Novak style sights on it, just like the Ruger does. And so as far and the grips on this one, it did come originally with some black Taurus grips, but these have been changed out for these wood style grips. I do think it looks really good on there. The black looked good as well, but this does give it a little bit more character with the different wood grips on it. As far as the triggers go, I guess I didn't mention the trigger on the Ruger. The one on the Taurus is a little bit heavier. It broke on my trigger gauge just under 7 pounds. I think it was like 6 pounds, 14 ounces or something like that. So a little on the heavy side on the Taurus, but on the Ruger, it was breaking just under 5 pounds. I can't remember, it was 4 pounds, so many ounces. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it definitely is a nicer trigger on the Ruger. Like I said, the Taurus is a little bit heavy. So I guess that's all the features. Well, I didn't mention the Taurus does have your front slide serrations on there if you're a fan of doing press checks and things like that. The Taurus does have it. To do press checks with the Rugers, it's not impossible, but it is a little trickier with the slick finish on it and no serrations on the front. So if you are a person who likes to do press checks grabbing the front, it is a little more tricky with the Ruger. But overall, guys, these two pistols, even though they are, I guess, more of your entry-level or budget type 1911s compared to some of the high-dollar ones out there, they are still packed with some pretty good features. I mean, you've got the skeletonized this and that, you've got serrations and checkering and stuff all over it. So they are pretty feature-rich, I guess you could say, for being more of your entry-level 1911s. But there's a closer look at some of the features of both of these pistols. All right, so the 1911s are pretty well known for being very accurate guns. So we stepped back here to about 25 yards. I don't know how well you can see that target right about there. That's about 25 yards down range. So I've got one magazine for the Ruger and one for the Taurus. And if I can do my part, let's see how well the Taurus and the Ruger do at 25 yards. First up, we'll go with the Ruger, and I'll try to stay out of the way so you guys can see the target. So here we go. Okay, those are me. I think I went a little bit too fast on that one, but let's switch over to the Taurus this time. So here we go. A little low. Okay, so as you can see, I wasn't shooting super slow, and those misses were definitely on me, not the guns. But as you can see, at 25 yards, it really throws them right in there. If you do your part, these guns are plenty accurate to get these hits at 25 yards. So now, just out of curiosity, just to see how I can do it and how the guns will handle it and all that, I'm gonna step back a little bit further and see what kind of results we can get. All right, so now we're backed up here to about the 50-yard line. And this is just more or less for me to see if I can do it. I know these guns are more than capable of doing it, but I thought it would be kind of fun to try it. But the target is right about in there somewhere. But I know you probably can't see it all that well, but if I hit it, you should hear it because it is a steel target. So let's see what I can do. Here we go. And I'm just shooting a Winchester white box, this cheap ammo, if I didn't mention that already. There we go. Okay, hit it a couple times, really better than I thought I was going to. But now we'll switch over to the Ruger, see if I can do any better. There it is. Okay, so not a very good hit rate with them, but did connect a few times with both of them. This was just more for my curiosity and just to have a little bit of fun here at longer ranges. But I did notice to get the hits on that steel plate down there, it was a different aiming point for both of them. I had to aim a little higher on the target with the Ruger and a little lower on the target with the Taurus. So if you have one of these, just know you might have to aim at different spots. Okay, so all the shooting that I've done today while out here shooting these two 1911s has been with Federal and Winchester White Box 230 grain ball ammo, and I haven't tried any hollow points yet. So I've got a mag, 2 mags loaded up. I'm going to shoot 1 through each gun. I have some Hornady hollow points just to see how both of these guns are going to run hollow points. So first off, we've got the Ruger, so let's run some hollow points and see how this one handles it. As you can see, locked back, shot all 8 rounds through the Ruger. Now let's switch over to the Taurus and see how it does with the Hornady hollow points. Like that last round kind of came out of there weak, or the last casing, but both guns fired all the rounds of Hornady hollow points just fine, locked back, no issues whatsoever. So it looks like you'll be fine with hollow points or ball ammo through both of these guns. All right guys, so now it's time for some final thoughts on both of these 1911s, and I'll kind of let you know what I liked and disliked about both of them. So first off, let's start with the Taurus stainless steel government model. Now with this one, as I said earlier in the video, I do like that this one is the full-size government model. I do prefer the full 5-inch barreled on 1911s. That's just my preference. But also with this one being full stainless slide and frame, as you probably noticed throughout the entire shooting part of this video, that it was a little softer shooting than the Ruger, being that it is a little bit heavier, so it did absorb some of the recoil, some more of the recoil, being that it is a little bit heavier. So that was definitely a plus for it. The sights, the Novak sights, were very easy to use, and when I could do my part, even out at distance, you could get shots right in there on the target. But again, those longer shots that we were taking, those shots that were missed, were definitely on me, not the gun. I do like the front strap and the rear strap checkering on this. I think they did a really good job on all the checkering on this pistol. The beaver tail though is one of the things that I don't like. I don't know what it is about it. It doesn't look like it's any smaller than the one on the Ruger, but for me, I either had to grip really tight or kind of change my grip a little bit, or I didn't engage this thing all the way, and it kind of made the trigger hang up a little bit. So the beaver tail for me, I didn't really care for. The grip safety, part of it, it just didn't work out all that well for me, at least how I like to hold guns, I guess. I did have to shift my grip a little bit. The trigger on this one, like I said, is a little bit heavy for a 1911 in my opinion. A little bit heavier than even the Ruger that we got out here. So a little bit heavy on the trigger, a little grittiness to it, but overall very usable trigger, but it was a little on the heavy side. I do like that it has the front strap, or the front serrations on the slide. There we go. I do like the front serrations, just in case you do want to do a press check or whatever, make sure you do have a round in there. I do like that. I don't care for, like I mentioned, the ambi safety. I just don't care for it. I'm not a lefty, so I don't need it on that side, and to me it just kind of gets in the way, so I don't like the ambi safeties on it. But overall, guys, it worked all day today. Everything I ran through it, no issues whatsoever. So there is my likes and dislikes on the Taurus. So now let's talk about the Ruger a little bit. So the Ruger, as you can see, has a nice two-tone finish, has a really good look to it, and this one does have the anodized aluminum frame and the shorter 4-inch barrel, so it definitely is a much lighter gun. I don't know exactly what the weights are on both of these, but you can just tell by picking this thing up that it is a good amount lighter. And in return, this would be, I guess this would be a good carry option if you wanted to carry a 1911, because it is such a lighter gun. But again, as you can see throughout the shooting parts of this video, It was a little more jumpy on the recoil, but still was not unmanageable, but you could definitely tell a difference. Now again, this one does have the nice skeletonized parts, the trigger and the hammer. I do like that. I do like the fact that it does only have the safety on this side of the gun, on the left side of the gun, not on the other. I do like that about it. And like I said, on the grip safety on this one, it doesn't look any bigger on this, but it was easy for me when I got a grip on the gun. It disengaged the whole time. I didn't have to readjust my grip or anything, so it definitely, I do like the grip safety on this one a little bit better. I wish they would have put front strap checkering instead of just lines on here. I think it would have gave the gun a little more grip, especially since this gun's a little bit lighter. You know, the extra grip would have helped here on the front, but again, it just has the lines, and it wasn't too bad. It was better than nothing, I guess you could say, but I do wish they checkered it on the front. Again, same Novak sights on this one, worked out great at close distances and further ranges, and like I said, you know, if I did my part at the longer ranges, this gun would throw it right in there. It definitely wasn't the gun's fault. That was on me. Let's see what else. Oh, the safety on this one is a little more loose than on the Taurus, so it is a lot easier to get the safety on and off. I do like that about this pistol, but I can say with the Taurus, you know, after shooting it all day long, on and off, it did loosen up a little bit. Still a little too tight for my taste, but the Ruger straight out of the box was a lot looser and easier for me to operate, so I do like that. And then again, on the trigger, this is breaking under 5 pounds, has a really nice trigger, only a smidge of grittiness to it, but overall, a pretty good trigger for, I guess, a budget or you know, lower cost 1911. So, you know, if I had to choose one, if I had, you know, if I had both of them laid out here on the table and they said you can only have one, I would probably go with the Ruger. It just seemed like it handled better for me. The trigger's better, and it was just an all-around better gun for me to shoot, and that's just my personal preference. The only thing I would change is, you know, I would like to get the government model with the 5-inch barrel. I just don't care as much for these 4-inch models, even though it did really good. No issues whatsoever with ball or hollow points with this one either, but like I said, I just like the 5-inch models better. So anyhow, guys, that's gonna wrap up this video for today, and I had a lot of fun coming out here and shooting, and like I said, it's been years since I was able to pull the trigger on a 1911, and you know, after my experiences with these two today, I can tell you that I really have missed it. A good 1911, a good running 1911 is a lot of fun to come out and shoot. You know, the big 45 ACP round is fun to, you know, sling down range, and it really makes them targets ring. A lot of fun to shoot. You know, a good running 1911 is an excellent gun. So anyhow, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you have any questions or comments about anything you've seen in this video or anything else you've seen here on the channel, let us know in the comment section below, and I'll do my best to get back with you. And let us know which one you prefer. Do you like the Ruger better? You like the Taurus better? Just let us know that in the comment section as well. And as always, guys, I appreciate everybody watching. I appreciate everybody subscribing, and we'll catch you in the next one.